Hello, namaste. I'm Prakash Giri from Pokhara. I'm an English teacher and I'm going to present an action research and approach to teacher development, a small topic today. So this presentation is mainly focuses on B.Ed third semester students to have some ideas and action research. So anybody can learn through this. So I'd like to welcome you all and let's start. So language teacher development and action research is an approach to language teacher development. And there is a quotations, action research is to improve, not to prove. So it was propounded by Kurt Lewin in 1946. Actually, according to him, so action research is the term which describes the integration of action with research. So action research is conducted with the objective to solve the problems arises during the implementation of any plan or program or activities. For example, if a teacher sees any problems in the classroom while teaching, he or she tries to identify the reasons and look for the solutions and carrying out for that, and he or she is really carrying out an action research. So mainly it is conducted to identify and solve the problem. And action means implementing a plan, and research means developing understanding of the effectiveness of this implementation. So these two terms we can see. And so this is a powerful way for language teachers to investigate their one practice. And we can say action research is a qualitative research which aims to bring the improvements as well. So teachers conducts classroom research or this research, action research that really tries to seek to clarify and resolve the practical teaching issues and problems, so which can be said the action research. So some definitions we can see because the students must know these definitions to make their writing academic and strong in the examination as well. So action research is a form of self-directive inquiry carried out by practitioners, professionals to solve the problems according to Nunam. And similarly, another definition said by Crockett. Action research is described as a type of teacher research conducted by professionals in order to investigate a problem in their work. Wherever they work and there are some issues, problems, and they try to investigate a problem and find out the solution. And action research is a strategy for professional development, which is accomplished by reflecting on the practitioner's regular activities. So these three definitions, if we can remember and we can see the core values or ideas of action research. And so basically, mainly, so this is the cycle of action research. So this is mainly consists of planning or acting, observing or observation, and reflecting. So this is one broader concept of the procedures used for the conducting action research. But Burns 2002, he mentions the 11 steps procedures regarding the procedures used for conducting action research. First one is exploring. Exploring means the researcher or teacher finds an issue or problem to investigate. And identifying. Identifying means this is the second. The issue or problem is fully understood by analyzing it in detail. And third is planning. And the researcher or teacher, they have to decide what kind of data to be collected and how to collect them to solve the existing issues or problems or occur these issues, how to make like qualitative, quantitative, or mixed data related to the issues. And similarly, step 4 is the collecting data, and the data about the issues or problems are collected using the tools designed for following different methodology planned for the research. And next one is reflecting, and this is data collected are analyzed, described, to make some generalizations. And step 6 is the hypothesizing or speculating. So here the data are analyzed. After the data analyzing, so some hypotheses about the issues are formulated. So here is the same hypothesis can be tested on the same learners. And after that, interventions. After intervention means classroom practice is the intervention that can be changed on the basis of hypothesis formulated before. And next, observation for observing. So after the intervention, so the learners on the learners and the subjects. So the results of effect of the change in teaching is observed. So what happened and how did it take place? So we can observe that. And next, reporting. Reporting is on the basis of effect. Results are observed, so they are described as reports. So next, writing. Writing means the results or effects of the intervention is written as the report by comparing learners' performance. So this can be the findings of the research. And next, finally, this is at last the findings of the results. They are presented to the stakeholders, to the other teachers. So these steps are given by Burns. So he mentions Richards and as he said, and some characteristics of action research. So these, it is carried out by the practitioner like teachers, learners, stakeholders, and it is collaborative. It is collaborative. So in the sense that it helps to bring the practice, or it helps to enrich the practice, spirit of the collaboration between other teachers. And it aims at bringing the change. It is implementational. It is practical. It focuses on practice, existing practice, and it is cyclical process. It can be done on time and again until and unless the problem is solved. It started the current situation. It might forget the past situation. It focuses on the recent current situation, how it can be solved. And so these are the characteristics of action research. And the importance of action research, it has to identify and solve the current practical problems. So while teaching in the classroom, teachers might have facing different problems among the students, among the classes. And so it helps to solve the current practical problems and to identify the problems. And it improves the teacher's ability, professional development. It makes the teachers creative and productive. And it empowers the teachers by giving them greater confidence because they will get more and more exposure on the finding the solutions and the problems and identifying the ideas. And it increases the understanding about the dynamics of the classroom from the teacher's side, so and the students. So and it enables the teachers to become agents of change. So because teachers tries to see in different perspectives how he or she can change in the class, the modality or the strategy to make them student centered, to make the student classes effective. And next one is it contributes a lot in teachers' professional development, really. So there is no doubt. And it helps to reform the education systems, and it helps to shape the educational policy in different levels from top to bottom, bottom to top. So it brings some changes and ideas. And some questions for implementing action research. So we have to, like a researcher or teachers, they have to uh, think or brainstorm like, why am I starting this action research project? Yeah, is it to solve the problems that has occurred in my classroom, or is it something else what I need to do? Something, some purposes, or one purpose might be that. And topic, what issue am I going to investigate? How can I narrow down the issues? No need to focus the broader issues, what is happening. So you can be specific and you can narrow down the issues, and you can go to the point. And more the what data collection methods. So do I need to do what data collecting methods, uh, and how am I going to conduct the research? So these are the more like, and timing, how much time do I need to have to complete this, and resources, what are the resources, human materials, and other different resources, and what is like the outcome of the research as I intend it, right? So how will I carry out this action research? So what actions will I expect to take as a result of conducting this research? And reporting, how will I share the findings of the research with other teachers, other fellows? So what forum will I use for this, like speaking in the conference or the writing the journals? So how can I report? So these questions might be explored. and some tools for action research, questionnaire, interview, observation, material study, different recorded data, group discussion, interactions. So these can be the tools for that and action research, of action research. And I have brought one examples which I had done in 2017 in a school to solve the problems of the uninterested, apathetic students. And I had done this on action research, and I will share you. So topic I have chosen the topic, the changing students' apathetic attitudes, mean they are not interested in studying English. Like some textbook for class 9 and 10 in English medium schools, especially boarding schools, English medium schools. So the teachers is facing the challenging because they get good marks in a exam, because they feel easier to solve the problems of English, because they only concentrate in other subjects like science, mathematics, so rather than English, they don't take much interest and motivation towards English language, because they feel like the textbook is very simple. The textbook designed by the government is simpler and easier for them. And that problems many uh, teachers, those who are teaching in English medium schools, might have been facing. And I had faced these problems, and I tried to find out the problems. There is a proverb, and interest is father of memory. So they are just concentrating and focusing and having a lot like an interest to study here. We can see the picture. And I identify the problems. So for example, so the problems in context of my schools or in context of our areas, even in context of Nepal. So we don't teach English language. So but it is about English language. So I'm sorry, there is a dog. So about English language. So we focus on textbooks and some practical books which have a different censors or different other writers rather than focusing on English. Similarly, the students become exam center. Question papers seem easier for English medium school students. So lack of the practice of language games, some creative communicative activities in the classroom, no using modern technology in the classroom. So lack of the digital literacy skill in teachers. So they are not digitally diplomat. Lack of the application of critical thinking, problem solving activities, which must be carried out or done in the classroom. So this is types of the problems. So I explored myself, I found out and I identified. And then I made a research questions. What studies can I apply to change the student apathetic attitudes while teaching and learning activities? So there are some problems, solutions ideas like MOB and call, mobile assisted language learning, computer assisted language learning, using the library, enhancement activity, and some other resources. So I tried to go through these areas, and I planned and I made a plan like what I need to do, how do I need to do, and who are the participants or who are involved here, and when do I do this, and so how long does it take to complete this. So this what, how, who, and when. I made this complete plan in the following ways, and you can see there how I do that. First section, what do I do? Preparation of the plan and implementation, data collection, and report writing. So who are doing this? So class, who are they involved in this action research, and how am I doing this? So you can see these areas and these ideas. So it is a very, very important tool to carry out practically an action research. And then actions and interventions. So I intervened with some ideas, means interventions, some classroom practices I brought, like I asked my students to bring smartphones twice a week and install some language related applications like WordPress, Kindle, Memo, to dictionary, essay writings, and so on, so on. Different applications I applied. I made them practice in the classroom and brought them in the computer lab, and I said them, okay, you Google up about China and present here. I encouraged them to do some courses like MOOCs through massive online courses. I get these ideas and instructions to them, and I led my students in library, asked them some questions to solve the using different library resources, and I carried out just different language games in the classroom, out of the classroom, some enhancement activities, some resource people, some resource persons I brought in the classroom, and they presented. And so I used my PC and my mobile in the classroom. So when necessary, I brought them in the lab, my classroom and they were listening with audio. So I did this intervention and actions of classroom practices in the classroom. And then I observe students' activities. I intensively observe what they are doing, how they are improving, what they are getting the points, whether they are motivating or not, whether they are being motivated or not, whether they are giving the interest towards my lessons or classrooms or not, and I observe their activities. And I can see they are engaged in different activities. So when I brought them in the classroom, some audio players, and they used to listen, and when they went to the computer lab, they used to do different group works in the labs. And so we showed, we brought them in the library and we showed some movies, English movies, and they were interested to watch. And you can say, and they are asked, were asked to present some presentations in a group or individually in a pair, and I did this practice and observed their practices. And then finally, data collection, I asked them to write their experiences, feelings after these activities, and their participation I observed, and I collected even my teachers and others reflections, what and how the students are taking part or their participations in the teaching and learning activities. So while using these strategies in the classroom. And then the students who were the respondents or informants. So the students of class 9 and my fellows, my teachers, class 9 students. I took my fellows together with them and some tools. I used questionnaire, reflection, feedback, collected. And then I can see their feedback and something like they have written, like it makes us stress. So they have written. So applying the new sources like computers and mobiles, and we don't feel bored. They are writing such things. So more effective way using computers, mobiles. And so this is, we are not bored. And some students sampling I have brought here, we can use Google's and different other applications in mobile and computer to learn English. We don't feel bored, and it makes eager to us learn to use the computers and mobiles to learn. See their interest level aroused among the students. So this is the some evidences of the students and the reflections. I observe the collected data and students reflection and their feedback, and I coordinate and share it among my fellows and the regular staff meeting. Okay, if you go through this way, and the students take part actively and they show their interest, and we can solve these apathetic situations of the students. So this is the action research model, the one example, so sample I showed you. Thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you so much. Have a good time. Thank you.